Alright guys, so I hope you're doing fine as always. Today I'm making another video about some of the tips and tricks that I can use in crypto trading, and maybe you will like some of them or maybe some will be useful for you. Keep in mind these are some of the tips and tricks that I personally use. Just because it works for me does not mean it will work for you, or just because I like them doesn't mean you will like them. Before we will go into some of the useful websites that I use, I would love to say again, the best tip I can give you is have good risk management. Without good risk management, you're bound to blow your account. I can't stress this enough. Have good risk management. If you don't know what good risk management is, please watch the separate video that I made about risk management. It's really key to trading. Without good risk management, it might sometimes seems like you know what you're doing or that you got the hang of it, but till that one catastrophic trade comes that blows your account, you're probably done with trading. I can speak from experience. I blew my account a few times. I made these mistakes. I didn't use stop losses. I didn't have good risk management, and I blew my account a few times. So I can't stress it enough. Have good risk management. Also, just on the basics, what I really like to use is these vector candles and my EMAs. If you don't know what these vector candles are, it's the green, red, blue, and purple candles. I also made a separate video about these, so if you don't know what vector candles are, please watch this video. So without further ado, let's have a look at some of the useful websites. So first of all, we have Crypto Bubbles. This website can help you identify some of the biggest gainers and biggest losers on a specific time frame. So you could also on your exchange just filter by biggest gainers or bigger losers of the past 24 hours. But these are of the past 24 hours. On Crypto Bubbles, you could also choose the past 1 hour. So the bigger the bubbles you see here, the bigger the price changement. For example, here on Goat, we went minus 6.6% in the past hour, and here on Ray, we had a plus 4.3% gain in the past 1 hour. You could also check on the past day. Here you already see bigger percentages in the past 24 hours. The past week, you could have a look at the past month, the past year, and the market cap and day. So the biggest changes in market cap. If you want to change your language here, you can just go to the settings and change your currency, change your language, change your colors, show stablecoin, you can add a watch list, and so on. So I'll leave this link in the description of the video, but it's a useful and fun tool to find the biggest gainers and losers of the day. So we also have CoinAn. I think most of you know CoinAn. I made also a separate video about how to use CoinAn and what indicators to use. So the most important one for me right here is this symbol right here, the ruler in the circle, large limit order statistics. And then I usually use a 1 hour time frame, but doesn't matter. So what's really important here is, let's say we take 69K to 65K. The most important thing right here for me is this bid ask delta. And on the Binance chain, or the Binance exchange, Binance really is the driver of this market, so this is the most important number for us, in my opinion at least. The bid ask delta, it's nothing more than the difference between the open bids and the open asks in the order book in this specific price range. So in my opinion, this is really extremely important to see what the big guys are doing and where the big guys have their orders sitting. So if the big guys want to buy or sell, that's really a very good indication of market sentiment. You can also go to this arrow right here and then large limit orders, and here you have the orders itself. It's showing you the price of the order, or at what price the order is sitting, the amount of Bitcoin, the amount of dollars, the initial amount, the time it's been sitting there, if it has been partially filled already or not, and so on. I have it set right now to just 10 million. I also use sometimes the 1 million. You could also put it to 5 million. It really depends on what you like. So these are my settings. Feel free to copy them or play around with it. It's up to you. That's CoinAn. I made a separate video about CoinAn and the other indicators that you could use here, but this is the most important one in my opinion. Next up we have the Forex Factory. I'll also put this link in the description. The Forex Factory really is the website to use for news events. So like CPI, for example, or FOMC or PMI. You can see right here, if I scroll through, all these different news events. You have the date, you have the time, you have the currency, the impact, what it is. You could have the details, so if you click on it, you get more of the details. You get the actual number, the forecasts, the previous, and the graph if you want. So the actual number only appears on the specific time, so when the number is released, but the forecast you have. So usually you'll see on important news events, if the number is lower or higher than the forecast, you get some bigger volatility. In general, it's not recommended to trade during big news events, as they will bring a lot of volatility, but doesn't mean you can't trade it. Some of the best trades can be taken during high volatility, so that's really up to you and your personal preference. Also keep in mind if you have open trades and there is a very big news event coming, for example, a CPI. So CPI, for example, but USD one is the most important one. European won't do too much, but okay. So keep in mind, if you have trades open, your TA can get wrecked because the volatility of this news, or it can really boost the pace of your trade. So always have a look on that there's important news events or not. Right here you could see the impact. So red means the highest impact, orange means medium impact, yellow means low impact, gray means it's really not economic. I have the gray and yellow ones turned off. You could do that all the way up top here on this green box. You could select I want only the red and orange ones. And I personally also have some currencies turned off, so I only have CAD, CNY, Euro, GBP, GPY, and USD active. Feel free to copy it, feel free to play around with, depends what you think is important. If you have this set, just click apply filter and you're good to go. So always, before you open the chart, first check if there's any news event on your day and go from there. So then I also use Cointelegraph for news. So this is just a website for crypto news. You could use whatever news site that you want for crypto. I personally like to use Cointelegraph as they have a lot of different articles and not always about the major topics, sometimes some small things that are fun to read or have a look at. This is really if you want an insight of what's happening in the markets, what's the big news out there, and so on. But it's not necessary to check these news events. I just like to read sometimes. So then finally, or the last website I would like to show you is the Altcoin Season Index. This is just a website that shows you where we are in the season. So if we're in Bitcoin season or altcoin season, to be considered altcoin season, this index need to be 75. You can see right now on 26th of October, we're only on 33. So to see altcoins popping, you want to see this indicator above the 75. I don't really look too often at this, but it's a fun way to see where we are in the seasons. So that's pretty much all of the websites that I use. I will leave a link to all these websites in the description. Another tip that I could show you, if, for example, if you want to trade altcoins, it's always good to know what Bitcoin is doing. So when you wake up, for example, and you want to open your charts, always have a quick look at Bitcoin first. This you can do on the bigger time frame, so just open up the Bitcoin 1 hour or 4 hour chart, have a quick look what the structure is for Bitcoin. You don't have to make a full TA on Bitcoin, just have a look what it's doing. If it's pumping aggressively, there's a big chance your altcoins are also pumping aggressively. If it's falling aggressively, there's also a big chance your altcoins are falling aggressively. And if it's just going sideways, like here for example, there's a good chance altcoins are moving independently. But nevertheless, a lot of altcoins follow Bitcoin. So let's say, for example, meme coins follow Bitcoin usually quite well. Also, coins like ADA, Link, the Polygon chain, and so on. Most crypto coins will follow movement of Bitcoin. But let's say, for example, with Dog with Heads, it's quite a popular meme coin. If you want to trade with, you can compare it to Bitcoin. If you want a one-on-one comparison to Bitcoin, you can go here to this plus sign, compare at symbol, click on it, you take the Bitcoin USDT one, dot perpetual, I still want to compare it to the perpetual, and you click here on new price scale. So this will open the Bitcoin chart right on top of your, in this case, WIF chart. You have your price scales here, you can move it around. So you could, for example, really align it for a bit. So let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's make this one. Let's reset the chart. So, come on, select it. Yeah. Okay, so double click, you could here choose what type of line you want. You get price source, I keep it on closed. You can change your color. You can change override minimum tick, but just keep it on default. Your inputs, just your chart, your visibility, I want touch. So yeah, you could really overlay this chart. So you could see, for example, here, Bitcoin going up, with going up, Bitcoin going down, with going down, going up, small retracement, up, all the way back down, up, down, up. You can see right here, this is, where is it already? So since Wednesday, it's been showing more of a difference, let's say. So Bitcoin was here going up a bit more, while WIF was going down a bit more. So you could really compare the two, but overall movement down, up, down, up, down. So you could really compare the two against each other. To remove it, just go back to your indicators and you can remove it again. So that's if you want to make a one-on-one comparison to Bitcoin. Again, it's right here, the plus sign. You type whatever coin you want. So I could also add, for example, Solana. You can see it's doing pretty much the same thing, except here Solana was really pumping while Bitcoin and altcoins or other altcoins were going down. So you could compare any two assets you want. I think you can even add another one. So I could add like Solana, Bitcoin, and so you could add, for example, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana, the biggest three. Also BNB if you want another one on top of each other. So just to find correlations between different prices, to remove them, back to your indicator tab and remove them from there. So finally, we could also have a look at the Bitcoin dominance. So remember the altcoin season we were talking about earlier. This goes hand in hand with the Bitcoin dominance. This is the Bitcoin dominance in percent of the market cap. So the whole market cap of the crypto markets, and this percentage is showing how big Bitcoin is in this whole market cap. So right now it's nearly 59.4%. So that means 59.4% of the total crypto market cap is Bitcoin. So 59.4% of all the money in crypto is in Bitcoin right now at the moment of recording this video. So how to use this? You could see if the Bitcoin dominance is rising, that means money from altcoins is going into Bitcoin. Then that usually means altcoins are underperforming compared to Bitcoin. The opposite way around, if the dominance is dropping, that means money from Bitcoin is flowing into altcoins. So that means usually altcoins will be outperforming Bitcoin. And that's a good way to check if we're going to an altcoin season. So when altcoins are starting to pop, the Bitcoin dominance will move down. So also you could say they're cashing out some money if the Bitcoin dominance is going down, but if they're cashing out money, the total market cap will also be dropping, so this percentage won't really change. So this really indicates money flowing from altcoins into Bitcoin or from Bitcoin into altcoins. So it can be a good indication to see where we're at in this market. So I think that's pretty much all of the tips and tricks that I could give for this video. So if I missed anything, please let me know in the comment section or on the Discord server. If I did, I might make a follow-up video or I will just drop it in the Discord server. So yeah, I hope at least some of these tips were useful for you. And as always, if there's any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section or the Discord server. And take care and see ya. Bye bye.